And this certainly seems like a great beginning when it comes to trade partnership between India and the United States. And as Donald Trump rightly put it, that he does see a major trade deal right ahead on the road when it comes to trade partnership between the two nations. So here's to a great beginning when it comes to that. I will come back to you for more perspective on other news stories that we are tracking. For now, let's also have a quick look at how Pakistan is faring at the UNGA. Ever since India's move on Kashmir, Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan has been trying to muster support for his so-called Kashmir cause. Khan has not even hesitated from bringing up the nuclear threat to gain attention from the global community. Now, Imran Khan, who's currently in New York for the United Nations General Assembly session, has once again threatened with the possibility of a nuclear war. Speaking at a press conference, Khan said that there was no chance of talking with India till the curfew in Kashmir was lifted. Khan once again resorted to the nuclear threat, saying that the situation could deteriorate to the worse once two nuclear powers engage in a conflict.
Once a conflict starts between two nuclear-armed countries, and I told the Indian public too on television, I said it will go beyond me, my hands, or your Prime Minister's hands once it starts. Who knows where it's going to end up?
But as is typical of the Pakistani Prime Minister, Khan once again engaged in a double talk. While on one hand talking about a nuclear war, Khan on the other hand said that attacking India was quote-unquote clearly not an option. He added that Pakistan was making all the efforts to bring forth the situation in Kashmir to the world.
We can't attack India if, clearly that's not an option. Apart from that, we are doing everything possible. Apart from starting a war, we are doing everything possible we can. We are all the time exploring every possibility. We're making sure every world leader knows about the situation. I'm hoping that,
From talking about the so-called atrocities on Kashmiris to issuing repeated warnings about a nuclear war, Khan has been working desperately to muster support on the Kashmir issue. Apart from providing no proof for his claims, Khan has been talking in many voices and failed miserably. Now, the Pakistani Prime Minister was recently snubbed by the US President Donald Trump as well. Asked about the Kashmir issue, Trump dismissed the issue in his own way. He even said that he could only act if the Indian side agreed upon a mediation. And for more perspective, let's quickly go across to our Pakistan Bureau Chief, Anas Malik, who is also joining us live from New York City at this hour. Let's quickly go across to Anas. Anas, a very good evening to you. Now, hearing what Imran Khan has been saying, this seems rather astounding because let's not forget that President Trump has already backed off when it comes to mediation on the Kashmir issue. Why is Pakistan making the entire UNGA trip about Mission Kashmir? Is Pakistan not politicizing a global platform like the UN?
Well, it's more of a chance for survival for the Pakistani administration, Akansha, if it does not wake up the issue of Kashmir. Because remember, it is in the curriculum, it is more to do with domestic politics as well, and it is more of a face saving to the Imran Khan administration if it does not wake up the issue of Kashmir. Remember the move by India on the 5th of August, that is a matter of survival for the Imran Khan government because primarily it has faced a lot of criticism within its home, within Islamabad as well, within the local diaspora as well. Primarily because had it the opposition that the line that opposition has opted for, that during the time of Nawaz Sharif or elsewhere leaders, India did not offer such a move. So only because there was a weakened government within Pakistan. That was the reason that India opted for such a move, and it is a matter of survival for Imran Khan. Now, Imran Khan today claimed at a press conference that all the leaders, quote-unquote, are siding with him when he's narrating to them, quote-unquote, the ordeal of Kashmiris. But we're yet to see somebody coming out in public and supporting Imran Khan and validating his claim contrary to how it has been. As we speak, none of Imran Khan's claims have been validated, except for the fact that it has been only two countries, that is Malaysia and Turkey. They've come out clearly in support of Imran Khan. As we speak, Imran Khan is currently hosting a dinner for the OIC countries. Their ambassadors, they were hosted at a local hotel. It's the same hotel where Imran Khan and Trump met yesterday. President Donald Trump met yesterday. And in that very meeting, the foreign ministers of Saudi Arabia, Azerbaijan and Turkey were also present. We're expecting a meeting of the OIC contact group on Kashmir tomorrow. The foreign ministers are to meet, but there's nothing more that Imran Khan can practically do. As I said, it is more to do with the face-saving politics that he has to face back home once he lands back in Islamabad. And it is a matter of survival for the PTI government that they have to keep the issue alive by one way or the other. Yes, Akansha.
All right, that's a very valid point that you've raised, Anas, that it's a matter of survival for Pakistan. On that note, let me quickly get in Siddhant Sibal, who's also joining us from New York at this hour. Siddhant, you just heard what Anas had to say. He's made a very, very valid observation. And right now, as he just pointed out, Imran Khan is mustering support from the OIC nations as well. How do you see things panning out at a time, especially when the MEA has clearly flagged off the fact that India is not willing to speak to so-called quote-unquote terroristan?
Well, the External Affairs Minister spoke at the Asia Society and clearly described India's policy when it comes to Pakistan, that when it comes to Pakistan, they have to shun terror and violence, and referred Pakistan as terroristan. That's a strong statement from India's External Affairs Jai Shankar, and we do expect amplification of this when the Indian Prime Minister speaks at the United Nations General Assembly on Friday. We have seen, if things are to go by in last 2 days here in New York, whether it's Monday or whether it's Tuesday, we have seen terror being the main focus, terror being the main point. First today, we saw the Indian Prime Minister speaking at the anti-terror conference, the Christchurch call, in which he clearly mentioned that there is politicization of UN sanctioned regime and FATF. On the second day, which was yesterday on Tuesday, we saw terror being the topmost point which was raised by India. In fact, when a question was asked, the US President Donald Trump said that your Prime Minister has sent a loud and a strong message to Islamabad. That's a strong statement. But the thing is that Pakistan still hasn't changed its policy. It uses terror as an alternative foreign policy, and that is the big question. When will it shun? In fact, the foreign minister, when he was speaking, he said, we all know where the terror camps are in Pakistan. You can Google it.
Absolutely.
This is what the foreign minister said. Clearly, India does not trust Pakistan. It has been 70 years.
Right.
Pakistan hasn't changed.
Siddhant, we're running
India
short of time. So on that note, this observation that you rightly mentioned, that our foreign minister stated that, you don't have to really know about these terror havens that Pakistan's been harboring. You just have to Google it. Let's quickly get in a reaction, or rather, let's listen into what the MEA had to actually say, because meanwhile, Indian Foreign Minister has issued a clear message to Pakistan, has made it clear that talks and terror will never go hand in hand, calling Pakistan terroristan. The Indian Foreign Minister has categorically stated that New Delhi cannot talk to a country that sponsors terror and uses it as a state policy. Jai Shankar has said, and I quote, they have to accept the model which they have built for themselves no longer works. You cannot in this day and age conduct policy using terrorism as a legitimate instrument of statecraft. That is at the heart of the issue. We have no problem talking to Pakistan. We have a problem talking to terroristan. Jai Shankar also spoke on the abrogation of Article 370 and said that the provision in the Indian Constitution which gave Kashmir a different status was always a temporary approach. Let's listen it.
Provision in the Constitution which gave Kashmir a different status was a temporary provision. Now, here's the funny thing. You rarely read that in the international press. And when I say it's a temporary provision, don't take my word for it. Google the Constitution of India. It's written out there. The word temporary is out there on the heading of the segment as well as the article in question. Now, I think I know you're Australian, but we agree on what the word temporary means. It means something comes to an end. After 70 years, it came to an end.